We're live.
Not live because we do edit this, but we're almost live, which is good enough for me.
You know what else is live? These
What?
jumper cables I'm gonna connect to your balls.
Remember Saving Silverman?
Yeah.
When Steve Zahn's gonna shock what's his name? I can't remember. And he puts it on his nipples. He's like, I'm not comfortable with these being on my nipples. And he goes, well, I can put them on your balls. And that was it. Those are the only two options: nipples or balls. If you ever have to connect cables.
I'll go for your kneecaps and make it so you can never walk again.
Or if I have joint pain down there, that could fix it. But I wouldn't try that out. I read Revival by Stephen King. Doesn't work.
Did that happen in the book?
Well, you gotta read the book to find out.
That's a lot of pages, bro. I don't got that time.
It's only like 500 pages.
It's only like 7,000 pages, bro. It's not that big a deal.
Seriously, 500's not that bad. Now 500's like, that's a good length, but it's not that bad.
I mean,
It's not like, dude, imagine reading a nearly 800-page book and you get to the end and you're like, it was all right.
I mean, I read like the first 4 Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, and those all together are like 800 pages. I mean,
No way. Are you serious? Diary of a Wimpy Kid? They look like they're that thick.
They're not that thin.
Well, but you know what? I got my computer. I'll look up how long each book is.
Each Diary of a Wimpy Kid book is. Oh my god.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. No. Book.
We haven't introduced us yet.
Well, we'll get there.
We'll get there. This is more important.
This is the overture. We got a lot of stuff to go over, but I need to find out how long these books are.
I swear they're like this big, but like the text on the pages is pretty big, so it's not like it's a huge read every page.
Well, it doesn't give me the page number. Well, wait, hold on.
Oh.
Okay.
The book database.
So 221.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty good.
four of them would be like 800.
Now I'm gonna look at the other ones because the other ones could be like 100 each.
That's not. Bruh.
217. We're starting to get a little higher.
Roderick Rules.
217.
The Last Stand.
And then The Last Straw.
Whatever.
And then
It's Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Who cares?
217.
That's awesome.
So did you say 4?
Yeah.
So how much is that?
That's about like 860.
Hold on, I'm gonna
That's
look
pretty
it up.
good. That gives Stephen King a run for his money.
Right. So
Could you-
862.
Could you imagine Rowley going up against Pennywise? He's like,
Come here, Rowley. We all float down here.
and Rowley goes, "Sweet mama."
And then he goes, I got 3-1 odds on Ohio State. Are you in or out? All right, so
I would love to have Pennywise as a roommate.
So you're telling me you could read the first 4 Diary of a Wimpy Kid books at 862 pages, or you could read 11/22/63 by Stephen King, which is 849 pages. And if you do the math, that's 13 pages less.
Oh my god. No, that's math. You know, I actually wanted to read that book. I should pick it up. I remember we were walking around what was it? We were walking around ASU, and you were like, "This is what the book's about," and I'm like, "That's fucking tits, bro."
Did I?
Are you gonna read it? No.
Yeah, that's you have no idea how many times that's happened with people where I'll tell them about this amazing book, and they're like, "That sounds really cool. You gonna read it?" No, probably not. Why not? I don't get it. But yeah, it's 849 pages. I read it. It's a great book. They made a Hulu series with James Franco, which I haven't seen, but I heard it was pretty good.
James Franco is Barack Obama.
But yeah, you should totally do it. It's only 13 pages less. Now it's not Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
What a steal.
But either way, so I'll get out of that.
All right.
That's enough of Diary of a Wimpy Kid for one day.
All right, fams. Well.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Korn and Kock podcast, our revival episode 38.
Oh, is this 38?
This is 38.
I thought it was like 37.
37 was the last one we did it was the 2-parter.
Was it a 2-parter?
Yeah, it was the one with our good friend Unstable Reactor and our buddy Dracula 9 Anti-Chapel.
See, I thought that was 36.
No, 36 was the I think I know what might have happened. So, a while ago, I was checking up on the Korn and Kock page because we'll explain why we came back. Well, in a second, but I was just checking the page because that's what I do with my time rather than forward my career and do things. I'm like, let me just check this YouTube page real quick, and I saw that episode 36 was taken down.
Why?
Because there was some copyrighted music that the YouTube bot picked up, and I looked at it and I'm like, you can barely hear it.
That's what I was telling you.
It was so stupid. But that was the only one that's ever been taken down. None of the other ones have ever been taken down.
Well, you know what? Once is enough. And it happened. Do you know what song it was?
I don't remember. All I remember is that YouTube has this new thing where it can try to like, so it doesn't cancel out all the sound for that part of the video. It just like picks out the music and like brings the volume down to 0. So if you're talking, it still shows up quite clear. It said it was like a beta feature, so I was like, oh no, it's gonna sound like shit. But it actually sounded pretty good.
Beta?
Like they were testing it.
Oh. So is it still up? Or
Oh yeah, it went back up. So 36 Spectacular is up, so... But maybe we shouldn't use copyrighted music anymore.
That's what I was telling you before. You were like, no, dude, I know what I'm talking about. And now you're like, okay, dude, maybe you were right.
I'm just saying. I have a lot of video game music that we can use.
Well,
it's pretty good.
A very handsome anonymous GameCube.
Yeah.
I forgot the song, or the song title. The title. I got the, you know what we should do? We should go back and rank the best titles of our podcasts.
You want to?
We could. We'd have to either write them all down, because there's no way we're going to remember all of them.
Fair.
Like,
Oh, now I'll be the one with the notebook in this new paradigm. I'll be the notebook haver.
We've upgraded. You're still in the dark ages with a fucking, paper and a piece of pen. And
paper and a piece of pen.
And I got a laptop. So, up yours, buddy.
Aww.
Anyways, like, not Spielberg's finest work. It's a shot at me because I didn't know what that meant, but it's still very funny.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that, right?
Of course.
Whoever wrote that, hats off to you. And I took my hat off when I did that. So, anyways, before we get into much, why are we back?
Do you want me to say like the real reason why, or do you want me to?
Well, what is
I want to respect your privacy as like, because fuck it, I'll just say it. The reason we're back is whoa. You clanging the chair on the hardwood floor.
I'm just sitting here, man. I don't know what's your deal.
I'm just vibing. It's good vibes in here. The reason we're back is because Stone is a big babby.
Big babby. Babs.
I'm just kidding. I'm taking cheap shots. No, we had some disagreements on the podcast, and due to Stone's wishes to follow a certain career path, he felt it was best to not continue with the podcast. And for a while, we were like, all right, that's fine. But in recent events, that career path has been neutralized, has been exterminated, has been eliminated from the timeline that we live in. So, we were like, come on, let's do it. And,
well, the funny part is I guarantee whatever job you have, they could come back and listen to literally anything. They could come back and listen to episode 35, and I guarantee there could be something in episode 35 where they're like, hey, you know what? You're making Burger King look really bad. We're going to have to let you go. And you're like, really? Yeah. You made a funny haha about Burger King, but it doesn't make us look good, so toodles. So I guarantee it.
Burger King does a good enough job of like making themselves look bad, so I don't get it.
I don't agree. Burger King stayed true to themselves. McDonald's? Are you kidding me? You remember old McDonald's, right?
Yeah, dysentery and
yeah.
Disgusting diseases.
Then they changed it. Now it actually, I mean, they failed obviously, but they're trying to make it look like an actual like restaurant inside, where it looks way too nice for McDonald's.
It's the gentrifying movement where like they have like you ever see There's a perfect example right nearby, because, like, by the way, I moved, so now I live closer to Stone. So that's cool.
Different headquarters.
Different headquarters, correct. We are in a different place. And the walls are as thin as paper, so if you hear anybody talking in the background, I'm very sorry. If you hear Poncho barking in the background, very sorry. Shit. Do they know about Poncho? Poncho's a little chihuahua. He used to be my dad's, but then we adopted him, and he's very loud. That's all you need to know.
I'm not a huge fan of Poncho. He tried to start a fight with me, and I would have retaliated.
He got up and he was like, "Not in my house."
I'm literally just standing there, and Poncho walks up to me right next to my foot, and I take a step away from him, and then he reacts like, "Oh, he's attacking me!" And then he charged my foot and tried to bite me, which... what does Poncho think is going to happen? I'm a 5'11" man. I can totally drop kick you over the nearest mountain. What are you doing?
I think he's just compensating for the fact that he's the size of a little shrimp.
No, shrimp laugh at Poncho. That's what I'll say to that.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Poncho either, but you know what? He lives with me, and that's just the reality we live in.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I was saying I totally lost my train of thought. I was gonna go down a fucking depressing thing where I'm like, "Oh, my cats are dead. Cece's gone."
You know what? Here's one. I left because it was just... I'm talking about this. Wait, what was I talking about? It's like, okay, you know what? We can't keep doing this.
No, we're going to be more focused. Yeah, like Stone said, we have a laptop now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to be a little bit more professional.
Well, we have pens in our hands. We're looking good.
We're gonna start doing like little bits and writing down stuff, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. This is a new era for Korn and Kock.
We have 59 subscribers right now. If we can get up to 60, that's a good number to retire on.
It's over. Cut it now.
Cut it. But in terms of like the podcast itself, we're going to try to record and upload on the same day, so you can kind of get a better feel of where we're at. Like right now, we're in Phoenix. It's a nice day outside. Not too hot. Not too hot.
Yeah.
That's all you can really ask for.
It's pretty nice outside.
It's currently 2:30 in the afternoon, and it's this will lead into our first segment. It's September 24th, and do you know what happened on this day 115 years ago?
9/11.
No. On this date, on September 24th, 1906, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt declares Devil's Tower as the nation's first monument.
Devil's Tower?
You never heard of Devil's Tower?
I've never heard of Devil's Tower. What the hell is Devil's Tower?
This is Devil's Tower. It's a
Whoa!
It's a creepy looking, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Yo, put that up on screen. I want to see that. People need to see this.
Yeah, look at it look at this picture. Oh, you can't really zoom in.
That's so cool. Why have I never seen that before?
I don't know. You never heard of Devil's Tower?
No.
I thought it was somewhere in New Jersey. I didn't know it's in Wyoming.
Oh.
So now, of course, I have to give Wyoming more credit.
Well, they do have the world's largest supervolcano.
They have Yellowstone.
By the way, I remember what I was going to say.
Okay.
I was going to say the gentrifying thing with fast food places. Like, we live really close to, like, this really shitty part of town. Like, there's a strip club. There's, like, a T-Mobile store, like, on the corner. Mm-hmm. And, like, on one of the other corners is, like, the nicest Panda Express you've ever seen in your life. And it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's very funny.
To be fair, you're not exactly close to it. Like, you probably couldn't walk to it. You know, the Circle K, you can walk to that. But also, that candy store's legendary. It's been there for years. When I was a kid and used to live over in that area, you know. And
there's a legacy.
It's funny, that T-Mobile store you're talking about, on that side of the road, to the right of that, there's like this little insurance place. And then there's an apartment complex. Nice. Behind that to the left, there's two nice complexes and then a really, really bad apartment complex in there. Not square, but, you know, a few cousins off. But then, like you said, on the Panda Express, that entire neighborhood, if you look on a map and that little square, is great. So, yeah, what's gentrifying?
That's when people like pump money into poor neighborhoods to try and like get the poor people to leave.
Well, they're yeah.
It's all a ploy by rich white people to be like, we want to feel more safe when I go to Safeway in my Volvo.
Safeway. Do you think that's why they called it Safeway? Because it was supposed to be safe?
Safe for everybody, safe for nobody except white people. I mean, I don't think it's out. I'm out of my ballpark by saying that. It's like
you're on your own on this one, bud.
Bruh. Well, I'm insulting them. I'm not like saying like, oh yes, I need to be in Safeway right now.
You're still on your own.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead.
That's all right. Sometimes you gotta leave before you can come back.
Fug. All right. So Devil's Tower. I didn't know that existed. That's in Wyoming. That's something. Is it like near Yellowstone? Is it like in the national park?
I don't know. I'm looking up right now. Let's see.
I can't believe we have my genuine Devil's Tower reaction on Korn and Kock.
I thought that's why I didn't say anything during the pre-show meeting about it, because I also want a genuine reaction. So if I just tell you everything, it wouldn't be that, cool or whatever. But I guess it's also called Bear Lodge Butte. It's B-U-T-T-E, Butte.
I know what a butte is.
Okay.
I still think it's funny, though.
Okay.
I've got the emotional maturity of a third grader.
Well, I mean, same here. Yeah, I don't know.
Bare knuckle brute.
And I think, you ever see Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
No, I haven't.
Well, I believe that Devil's Tower is a part of that movie.
Oh, shit.
Now, I own the movie, and I would like to see it. Steven Spielberg, Aliens, late 70s. I hear it's really good, but, oh yeah, it's a plot element. So, I don't know, we'll see. But last night, I was going over, I just typed in September 24th, anniversary of what, or dates, and I couldn't really find anything. They had a bunch of sport things on there, which were cool, but I don't know. But I saw Devil's Tower, and I'm like, yeah, Devil's Tower. But in my head, I thought you already knew what Devil's Tower was, or at least heard of it. I had no idea you'd never heard of it before.
There's a lot of things I haven't heard about.
Well, it's funny. It gives you the coordinates on here.
Oh, shit.
So I guess we could find out how...
We're going to airdrop memes at Devil's Tower.
Airdrop. Also, you can imagine, too. People climb it. It's a big climbing attraction.
Like rock climbing, or like there's like a path that you can walk up?
I think probably both. Did you ever see Mission Impossible?
Which one?
Many of them. I think one of the earlier ones. I would say 2, maybe 3.
I'm blanking.
There's if you watch the I Disappear music video by Metallica.
Are they at the Devil's Butte? No, they're not.
No, I don't think it is. No, because they're like in a desert. This is like in a forest. But in that movie, Tom Cruise is like just free climbing some huge mountain. Like he's not strapped to anything. So I think that's kind of what it is. There's probably a hiking point or trail, but I think it's also like a, hey, you know what? If you're crazy enough and you just don't care, go for it. But I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, climbers go to Devil's Tower, and
this is Slipknot, the man who can climb anything,
except for Devil's Tower.
Devil's Tower was the one beast he couldn't claim.
The one beast. Well, I'm gonna cross that off since you already got that. But in terms of what we've been up to, what have we been up to?
Lots happened.
Like what?
Well, I'm 24. Stone is 26. No, you turned 26 this year.
Yeah, I'm going to be 26.
Okay. Sorry, don't mean to make you feel old.
I always feel old.
What was I going to say? I was going to say, moved to a new house. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bug. Ooh. Me, Stone, and Zane formed a band.
Ah, yes.
At the beginning of 2021, or right before 2021. And it's really funny because we were just hanging out one night and we're like, do you want to do it? And we're like, fuck yeah, why not? Even though I don't really play an instrument, I just kind of fuck around on the keyboard. So we put nine names into a hat, 3 each. and we randomly picked 3. And then from those 3, we decided what our band name was going to be. And I think one of them was Impromptu Bank Heist. Another one was like...
Wait, what? No, it was Unplanned Bank Heist.
I think it was Impromptu Bank Heist. It was one of the 2.
I don't remember Impromptu.
It was a word with a U in the beginning.
Yeah, it was unplanned. I think I still have the notes. I could probably find them. Because I remember Zane wrote that. It was Unplanned Bank Heist. And I looked at it and I thought, well, I like the bank heist. I just think it's a little long. And then he goes, well, we can cross it out. And he crossed out unplanned. And I'm like, bank heist. And it was one of the easiest decisions we've ever made.
Yeah, it was very painless.
That and the name of our first album.
We decided it immediately. I was like, what do we name it? And I was like, Screaming Calmly. And Zane was like, that's it.
Yep.
So yes, we formed a band late, like last 2 weeks of 2020, and as of June, we released our first album, Screaming Calmly, which is available on Bandcamp. It's also on YouTube. In the little eye icon on the top, I will put a link to the full album stream. Do we want to talk about our process while we?
I mean, sure. It was pretty straightforward. I think I threw out this thing of let's have 3 songs each, so there'll be 9 total on the album, and for each person who gets one, so Alex got 3 and I got 3. For when we work on Alex's, he's like the main director and can kind of I think I even said dictator, to kind of emphasize, okay, it's literally fair, each of us get 3, so that person.
It's literally fair. I want 4 songs. So we can even it out to 10. I need even numbers.
So that's essentially how it happened. Was each of us got 3, did it, nailed it, and some songs went faster than others. Some were really quick. Some took a while to figure out. But I'm proud of it.
Oh, I'm proud of it as well. One of my favorite songs off the album, Chum, which is one of Stone's songs, was like the most fun. Like it's so much fun. It's such high energy and so much fun to play. Like I remember when Stone was like, "Okay, now this is where I want the keyboard to come in," and I'm like, "Oh boy," and you were like, "Just do something." And in my infinite wisdom, I picked 3 keys, and I went da 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 da, and it worked. It worked.
It did. It was great because how that was formatted is like, all right, drum start. Zane, you come up with something. He came up with something. Okay, now just keyboard. Alex, you come up with something. He did. And then Zane came up with something else. Now, of course, with that, I kind of was thrown out, try this, and they made the final cut because I don't play anything. I could maybe do that keyboard part because it really does sound like...
It's very simple.
If you're just hitting those 3 notes, maybe I could do that. I can't do that Wi-Fi. I can't play that song. Like, dang. I can't even mimic whatever you're doing.
Well, that's just years of Mario Party, baby.
Oh, well, there you go. But in terms of, are we making this band to tour or to sell? Not really. Although I'm totally not against it. Why would you be against it? We made music, and if someone wants to give us $100 to play a show, why would we say no?
The only reason I'd say no is because I'm a huge pussy and have like enormous stage fright.
But you're sitting behind a keyboard.
I mean, I guess.
You're not standing there like the singer, or even like Zane.
Let me see that fucking pit! Do 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 do. The fucking pit for Squirrel Cotton Ventilator Turbine. Ugh.
Oh, we have an acoustic song on there.
Oh yeah.
That's literally one of the singles.
It
could be.
We each have. I would say we each have like a single. My single would be the Wi-Fi password is fuck you, since that one is like people like that one the most. I don't want to speak for you, but yours is Chum. Mm-hmm. And then Zane's, I think his was Squirrel Cotton Ventilator Turbine. Because I mean, the name is fucking stupid. It's really stupid.
Well, that's not even the proper title, because it's literally like a wave format, right?
Yeah, it's a file name.
Yeah, it's a file name. So it's not even Squirrel Cotton Ventilator Shaft. It's squirrel underdash, caught underdash.
In underdash. Yeah, the whole thing. But considering the name, it's a very nice song, and it was a nice song to end the album on.
No drums on it. Like nothing.
But you said you didn't want to do drums on it.
Yeah, because remember he wanted drums on it, like the brush sticks, and he played it, and I remember saying, in my head I was taking the Led Zeppelin approach, which is drums full blast or no drums at all. So I think it'd be better with no drums at all, because the last 8 songs the drums have been pounding in your ear, and there's a couple songs that are literally, you can totally tell they're mine because they are percussion and drums first, except for Chum. And even Chum, there's some, drum fills in there. So I just kind of thought, I'll take myself out and let the acoustic guitar, which we didn't have on any of the first 8 songs. It's the last song in the album, so this is our farewell. Farewell, guys. Well, until the next album, this is what we're leaving you with. That's how I looked at it. And that's what makes the second album, hopefully, very funny.
Oh, yeah. No spoilers, but for our second album, we've got a lot of wacky shit planned.
We might not even finish it.
Well,
that's how wacky and complicated it's
we might have to cut a few things because Zane's going to be like, oh, we need to be serious. Oh.
No, it's not
Love you, Zane. Sorry.
It's not that. I think some of the songs, like one of mine, which I won't say the song title for, it's going to be pretty long. And I'm a little worried because there's no keyboards written for it at all. So you're really going to have to, not step it up, but
we're just going to have to meet up and like, you're just going to have to lead with drums and I'll like fuck around.
Well, I told you I recorded the drums in April, I think, of this year. And I played through it again with the click track. It's in really odd time signatures, but
we can figure it out. If we figured out chiptune, we can figure this out.
Well, while we're here, why don't we just say all the song title names? You remember the track listing?
Of the second album or the first?
No, the first.
The first, yes, I remember the track listing.
All right.
Okay, first song. By the way, real quick, I wrote down what I think the title of this podcast should be.
Oh, can I see? I won't say it. Okay, I like it.
Which is funny because this is actually one of the song titles, like one of the maybe song titles that Stone wrote down.
I don't think that should be a song title. I think that should be an album title.
Okay. Anyway, the opening song is called Really, Really, Really Small Microwave.
You have to say it like that too.
Yeah, the third really is in all caps. That was my song, and I think that was one of the first songs we recorded. That was the not recorded, but planned out.
That was the first song we started writing or jamming to. I remember we didn't get very far, and I was actually worried with that song.
One of my favorite memories and experiences while making this album was one morning in my garage. It was the one time we met up at my house to practice and like jam. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really know where I wanted the song to go because I'm not a very musical guy. I'm more of a visual guy. I draw cartoons. You've seen this before. You've mm-hmm. seen the backgrounds for Korn and Kock. Mm-hmm. But I remember I just started playing something on the keyboard, like the second verse of the song, mm-hmm. and then you started playing something, and then Zane came in with like some fucking crazy licks, and I was like, dude, this is fucking sick. This is awesome.
I think that was...
It was such a, like, we were all on the same page moment that it was just, it was beautiful.
Well, you know what it was? Is I think it was the first and only time throughout the whole making of the album where it was a true jam session, where you play something, and I play off of you, and then Zane plays off of us. And you remember Liquid Tension Experiment? Remember 3 Minute Warning?
The 28-minute song.
Yeah, and then, like, 12 minutes in, you're like, I don't really like this one. And I looked at him, and I said, you do realize they're just jamming right now. They're just playing off of each other. And you're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, you can hear it in the drums. Just listen. And I swear, a minute later, you're like, oh, yeah, I can hear it. The drums just stopped and did something else. And I'm like, yeah, they just literally pressed record and went into the album.
It's pretty cool, honestly.
And I would love to do something like that, but we can't.
We're not there yet.
Well, we don't have the proper recording technique. It would sound like complete dog shit.
True.
Other than that, though.
Yeah. So that was a really fun song. I'm still a little iffy at the end part. It's not bad, but like,
what part?
The da 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 at the end.
Why, that
the
part's
fucking
great.
the fucking Coldplay, the da 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 da.
Oh, you know what? I never even noticed that.
I didn't notice that until now.
But you know what? That riff slash whatever you want to call it, beat, always pisses me off because I hear it all the time. I hear it in drums. I hear it in the keyboard. I hear, guitars do that. It's like that. Who came up with it first? I guarantee somebody in the 60s came up with it. Okay, but Coldplay did it. Doesn't mean Coldplay did it first.
What was that one song by like the Bloodhound Gang Experiment? Like you played one song and it was like a what was it?
You talking about the Nirvana riff?
Yeah, that the Smells Like Teen Spirit thing.
No, it was Come As You Are.
Oh, come as a friend.
It was Killing Joke.
Oh, right.
The 80s by Killing Joke.
Right.
That came beforehand. But before that song came another version of that. Before that, another version. So who came up with it first? They're all different.
Simpsons did it.
Or you probably heard Stairway to Heaven.
I can't remember it off the top of my head, but
the beginning guitar riff of Stairway to Heaven, some band you've never heard of before came up with a riff or whatever you want to call it that sounds similar, but they came first. And what's stupid is a few years ago they had a trial or court case, because this is serious stuff. We're not talking, oh, you owe me $10. This is multi-million-dollar copyright issues. So you know what they're doing? They're asking a bunch of 70-year-old men. Jimmy Page is almost 80. They're asking him, what were you thinking back in 1968 when you wrote this? Really? You're asking somebody that happened 45, 50 years ago what they were thinking of? I can't even remember what I did last week for breakfast or anything like that.
The U.S. justice system is a fucking joke.
But I'm not saying just throw it away, but if you're really going to sit there and ask somebody, hey, remember 1970? Remember June 1st, 1970? Yeah.
Remember the 90s?
Yeah, what were you thinking of? And they go, I don't remember. Oh, this guy seems a little guilty. Nobody remembers. Give me a break.
Yeah, it's a little stupid.
But, so there's that. And then what's after Microwave? It's
Chum. Goes right into Chum.
Yeah, and Chum, I think I wanted that to be the third song on the album, but I think it fits well as the second album, or the second song on the album. Although if we played a concert, I think Chum should be the last song.
Yeah, it would be a good ending song.
Because you think of, I won't say it, but how it ends.
Tell
me that wouldn't be the best ending to any show.
That would be a great sorry, I have a stuttering problem that's gotten worse since I moved. It would be a great crowd-pleasing ending. And
the crowd would get into it.
Yeah.
And okay, so there's that.
Like I said before, though, that's like my favorite song off the album. I think it's fucking great.
I feel weird saying it because it's my song. Of course you're gonna say it's your favorite, but I'm telling you, and I hate to use this cliche because I hear musicians say it all the time, but it literally wrote itself.
It did. It really did.
Everything was just first or second take. I remember the guitar solo took a little bit of work, but even then, it went pretty good, and it was almost identical to what I had in my mind. So that's the other thing too. When you have an idea in your head and you got to relay it to Alex and Zane, or Alex tells me, like with Wi-Fi. I remember you told me you wanted some grunge beat.
Grunge.
And I'm like, okay, so you eventually figure it out. But that's kind of the thing is you're the director, you're the creative mind, but you have to tell the other person, you have to hope that they get it. Mm-hmm. And I think on pretty much all the songs, okay, except for Hey Now, because that's literally just me.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I think Chum that would probably be the lead single, and then Squirrel would be the second, or the final single.
I think it would go Chum, Wi-Fi, Squirrel. Not to like rank them in terms of quality, but just like how they would resonate with audiences, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Squirrel would be good for like the fucking sad boy, like, Oh, I listen to 28-year-old men with face tattoos talk about fucking high school relationships. Oh, it's so deep.
Oh my god. That could possibly be a drop.
Stone just said, "Oh my god," and then like unhinged his jaw to take a swig of water from his thermos. It was very funny.
We probably go back and we can probably make that a drop. But
we'll get to there when we get to there. Oh, we got a lot of things that are gonna spice up this podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I hate to speak for Zane since he's not here, except I don't. Fuck him. I'm just kidding. Love Zane. But third song is "Chiptune Isn't Real Music," which shout out to TRIANULL, YouTube user and buddy of mine, TRIANULL. He made a chiptune cover
of
Chiptune Isn't Real Music, and it's really good. I will put the link to it in the eye icon.
No, but seriously, I was driving around and I wanted to listen to Chum, but that came up first, and I'm like, yeah, I remember it being pretty good. So I listened to it again. Sounds great.
Yeah, dude.
It sounds really, really good.
TRIANULL, if you're listening to this, fucking kudos to you, bro. You made our day that day.
Oh my god. Video just came out 3 days ago. Madison Bumgarner and Yasiel Puig's beef. It's 11 minutes. I'll watch it later.
Shit. Is it by those guys? Is it that other that?
No, this is
Sports
by
Talk.
Secret Base. This is a different YouTube channel.
Dang.
Although my podcast that I listen to, those New York guys, should be up by the time that we're done.
All right.
Or by the time I go.
Okay.
By the way, I'm typing in Bank Heist because I want to get the. I just want to see how many things we're at. So we're at 19 subscribers right now.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another thing I noticed. Where is it? It's Chiptune Isn't Real Music. That one has the most views. And I saw it, and I'm like, I wonder why. But then I figured it out. Why do you think that song has the most?
Because it has to do with video games?
No.
What?
Because, TRIANULL, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably worked on it, so he probably watched that video and listened to it so many times. And he made a video just for that.
We figured you out, you son of a bitch.
Just kidding.
I was scrolling through and I'm like, 60 views? What? Oh, I get it.
Okay.
But yeah, all these are pretty. I'm a little shocked Squirrel doesn't have as many views as it should. It's a really good song.
It's the angsty teen crowd hasn't found it yet, but don't worry, our time will come. So Chiptune Isn't Real Music. That was Zane's. He said he wanted it to be a math rock song, and I don't really know what math rock is because I'm a music lit. But
it's like complicated time signatures, one after the other after the other.
That's kind of what it is, I guess. I have to say, Chiptune was probably the second most frustrating song to work on. The end product is really good. I like the song a lot, but actually sitting down and recording it and writing it was kind of a pain in the ass because, like, and I think I don't mind speaking for Stone here too because I think he had a lot of the same frustrations that I did. You have coronavirus. Yeah, it was just because Zane was like, "Oh no, dude, it's so easy," and then we try, and he's like, "You're fucking it up."
It wasn't necessarily for me. It wasn't necessarily that. It was you play with music, great, but then when we recorded the drums, there was no music. It was just me. So I had to mimic what Zane was playing or what Alex is playing in my own head, or they'd have to do visual cues and pretend to play. And that was the one song, kind of Wi-Fi, but that wasn't that bad because that's just in straight 4/4. But Chiptune, I don't know what it is. It was 12/4 or 11/4 or something like that. There are a couple of parts where you got to count for an extended period of time, and if you get off just a little bit, you come in one note early, well, you messed up, so now you got to go back and do the whole thing. It literally felt like acting, but in the studio, because if you get all the way to the end of the scene, but you mess up, well, you got to go back and do the whole thing over again.
Mm-hmm.
So just recording it with no guitar, and you know what parts I'm talking about. It was the beginning, where it was quiet, which that part sounds great. The finished product, but doing it beforehand was not a nightmare. I'm not saying that, but it was frustrating. To me, the frustrating part was, I still feel so, unaccomplished. There was one part I completely guessed, and I got it right. And Zane was like, that was great. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't accomplish or conquer it. It was a complete guess. It was a shot out of the dark. And he's like, well, you still got it. And I'm like, yeah, but if we did it again, I wouldn't get it. So every time I listen to that one part, and it's only like 2-3 seconds, I get a little upset. But it's what it is. And the very end of the song was a little frustrating too. But with that, the most frustrating parts of a movie or a song or an album tends to be the most satisfying to listen to. Mm-hmm. So when I listen to that one, I feel a big sense of accomplishment. But I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for you.
The only part that I don't really understand about Chiptune is at the very end where it's like do 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 and the keyboard, like that, doing that keyboard for me was fucking hell. Sounds because like I kept doing it wrong, and Zane's like, no, it's not on there. I had to have Zane, like, point with his finger when it was time to hit those notes, and then eventually I finally got it. But listening back to it, it just feels off. Like, I know what Zane was trying to go for, and I respect it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying personally, it just doesn't sound right to me.
Well, so it's essentially what you're saying is he conducted you.
Essentially, yeah.
But I think I know maybe part of the problem with that. I think the drums on that throw that whole section off. It sounds off, but it's all together because it's all on time.
I was more focused on the guitar, and I think that's where it kind of fucked me up. But
because you listen, if I'm remembering it correctly, I think the drums, because I do 2 hits on the China Boy, because it goes, so I'm accenting those. So the guitar and the drums line up perfectly. The keyboard, or the piano in this case, doesn't. It sounds like if this is the accent, you're coming in way over here. And nothing seems to line up.
Yeah.
But that could also be the point, because remember Chris and Kevin's Excellent Adventure by Luke Attention? I showed that to somebody, and they said, I love when musicians play something and it sounds like they're not on, but they're absolutely together. And I think that's how I look at that part. Like, the part after that gave me some trouble. But again, that is probably the most satisfying song to listen to because of just all the mental battle I had to go through.
Yeah, it's a fun song. I like it.
It is a fun song.
I don't know if I would agree with Zane's assessment where this will be one of the most fun songs to play, but it is definitely a fun song, and I definitely really enjoy it. And Zane definitely did a really good job on it.
I don't know when you wrote it, but it was really good.
Anyway.
So we got 9 of 100 subscribers.
Oh boy.
Is the next one. Now, this is easily the most experimental song on the album. And we got some experimental parts on this. I was very surprised Michael enjoyed it as much as he did.
Sir, our friend Michael, he was on the podcast, episode 21, maybe?
He was in the 20s.
It was in the 20s. He was the orange-haired kid. He was in that episode that Stone had to leave, like, at the end.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, gone drumming. We showed him the album, and he was like, dude, I could see this in, like, Samurai Warriors 2. This is, like, a fucking... oh, man, I can get into this. And I was like, holy shit.
Me too.
It was a big confidence boost, like, hearing him be like, dude, this slaps.
I think he liked Subscribers, Wi-Fi, and Squirrel. I think those are his top 3. I think. But anyways, without going too much... It's hard to spoil music unless I'm going to hum it for you, but... That was an improv section, essentially. What I did was I set Alex with not the keyboards, the cowbell, the wind chimes, and the wood blocks. Zane got his own little
That was your first mistake. Just kidding.
And I was behind the drum set. So it's essentially like a tribal beat, but I was kind of like the lead. So I would kind of use my hands and tell them to be quiet, get louder. I would set the beat and they would just kind of follow. But you listen to it, that was the second time. We practiced it once before. And we agreed, we're not going to practice this again. The next time we're going to play it is going to be when we record it. So when you listen to that, that's the second time we ever did that. First and only take.
Honestly, like, It's so fucking hilarious if you listen to it, because at first you hear dum da da ba da bum, dum ba da ba da ba bum. You hear the fucking wood block come in, and it's like, oh no. Is this where we're going with this?
I think the picture might be the best on the album.
What was it again?
It was you and Zayn running.
Right. 45 minutes. Me, put it up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's supposed to have a tribal beat, but it's also kind of supposed to be unnerving. So you look at that photo of you and Zayn running away, and the car's facing the other direction at night, and it looks like Haunted Mansion. If you can imagine the Haunted Mansion poster, it definitely is kind of like, what's going on here?
That was a fucking insane night. We took so many pictures out in the desert.
We should do that again.
That was really fun. I'm down to do it again, but I don't even know if I want to flash. Should I flash some of the crazy
photos?
Yeah, the other photos.
Do you have all the?
They're in the group chat.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, they're in the group chat. So I'll do like a quick like slideshow.
There was
of different pictures we took for Night of 100 Subscribers.
There was one or two photos that I was so torn on. It came down to like 2 or 3, but I think that was just the best one.
Primo.
But
yeah, what I was going to say, were those boobs?
That was eye funny. I don't know what it was.
Damn. Stone flicked away a notification on his phone. It looked like boobs.
It's just eye funny with, whatever somebody uploaded, and I guess that one had, big boobs or something like that. I don't know.
Could have been something else, but that's what it looked like at a first glance. There was a part with the wood blocks where we were like going, and it's like dun 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 dun. I think I fucking nailed that part.
I was a little worried because when we first played it live, I thought we didn't end together, but we actually did. It actually sounds pretty solid. For something we practiced once before, and it was a improv kind of feel, but it was also like stamina, because I know when you play like Mario Party, you're like smashing the A button, okay, but you're going like this. That's a different feel when I give you 2 drumsticks and I have you play a roll for 30 seconds in a row. Different kind of stamina. And I could see Zayn was starting to use his whole arms. That's why I kind of wrapped it up really quick.
Fuck.
But yeah, that was one of my songs. I will say this: it might be the weakest song in the album, but it's also the most experimental. That was the point. But I'm also very proud of it at the same time.
It was fun. It was a fun thing. I'd be down to do more improv in the future.
I want to do something like that, but add in, a keyboard or, a guitar on top of it. But that'll be like on the 7th or 8th album. We'll get there when we get there.
We got there. Oh no, that's a spoiler.
See,
yeah, I can't say that.
It's a spoiler.
Okay.
So let's go to the next one.
That was the next 2 songs are both mine. Oh God, where are my car keys? That one was like supposed to be like a little joke song. Like the whole point of the song, if you listen to it and you're like, what the fuck is this? The whole point of it is it's like supposed to emulate a mad scramble for trying to. I feel like a fucking idiot on like Genius. It's like, explain your lyrics.
An idiot on Genius. What's the secret? You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. But yeah, it's supposed to be a mad scramble for finding your car keys. Like, when you're it's the morning and you're like, oh God, I'm gonna be late for my shift at Circle K, dude.
Dude, that happened to me last week. I came home really quick and I was about to leave. I couldn't find my keys. They were nowhere to be found. And I'm like, I walked through the door, so they're not in the car. Eventually I found them. But yeah, it happens to everybody. And the ironic part is, I think that was a great riff. And I honestly, being completely honest, I wish we would have added on more, or if it was in a different song. But because it's such a short song, that's the whole point. So I've always been a little sad when I hear that keyboard and guitar riff come in, because it's like, oh, that could have been so great. But, we'll make a sequel to it one day.
What? Oh God, I found my car keys. It's like the sequel to Lost Highway, Found Highway.
Found Street.
Now,
let's look at the big one. This is the big boy.
This is the longest song on the album. It is my song, and it's probably been the biggest topic of controversy within the band since its conception. The Wi-Fi password is fuck you. Now, the reason why I say it's the biggest thing of controversy is Zayn. I'm sorry to throw you under the bus, buddy. You know I love you.
Well, we'll have him on here one day.
Yeah, and he can explain why I'm full of shit. I'm quitting the band, dude. I'm doing it. By the way, this is not spoilers. This is just fact, and everyone should know this. The final Bank Heist song will be a 30-minute long recording of us convincing Zayn not to leave the band.
And one of the lines he says in it will be, "There's just no point!" And then that'll be it.
But anyway, the reason why I bring up Zayn is he was adamant. He was absolutely, like, set in stone that he did not want lyrics on this song. And I was like, I want lyrics on this song. It is my song, and I want lyrics on it. And he was like, okay, well, write some lyrics. And I did. And looking back, the first draft of the lyrics were very fucking cringy.
Can I also add, I never read the first draft, so I can't fully say. I read a few lines here and there, but from what I remember, to me, it wasn't that big of a difference. It was just kind of like, okay, you know, you got a song called Wi-Fi Password is, you know, fuck you. What lyrics could possibly be in there that aren't going to be a little...
Well, that's the thing. Zayn's whole point on that was... Do you know what Psycho Stick is, Stone?
That sounds familiar. What is that?
It's that joke band. Well, they're not really a joke band. They make good music. They're from Arizona. They're based here.
That sounds so familiar.
They made that song. Remember, it's like that acoustic piece where it's like, "What if the world was made of glazed donuts?"
I think you showed me something.
I'm pretty sure Zayn like demoed some of their songs, blasted their demo at the beach.
It sounds familiar. I think I've heard it before.
They're really cool. But their lyrics are not serious at all. They're all like jokes.
Primus's isn't either.
Well, that's the thing. I think Zayn had a mindset where he's like, if we put like lyrics that aren't totally 100% serious, people are gonna think we're like a joke band in the vein of like Psycho Stick or like Ninja Sex Party or like any of those YouTube bands that like don't really take themselves too seriously. And then like years later, you look back at their songs and you go, oh fuck, why did they make a song about this?
When you put that narrative out there, it's bound to happen more than if you just don't say anything. But also, Ninja Sex Party, Bank Heist, big difference in the name, okay?
Right.
And also, with the lyrics, sometimes you can't even tell what the lyrics are. You gotta read the lyrics. You know how many times... There are songs that I listen to today that I still don't know what they are. Because I can't tell what the lyricist is saying, and I haven't looked them up yet. So, just because you have lyrics doesn't mean everyone knows exactly what you're saying. Maybe... I just don't have that talent.
I guess.
But my whole thing is I like having serious, funny. You go back and forth. You need to be able to laugh at yourself. And we'll get into it on the next song called Hey Now, which is more to it than just what it is. But for me, I tried to... It's so hard. I don't want to pick sides. I tried to stay out of it. But at times I had to, insert myself in. It was essentially like, look, this is kind of a joke band. That was the whole point. Look at these song titles and some of the music in it. And you know the song on the next album. Okay? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying, yeah, we're a joke band at times with some of this stuff. But then you listen to a song like Squirrel. If you take the title away and put some other generic title... that could be played on the radio. You could take Chum, you put lyrics on it, that could be played on the radio. Then you have really, really, really small microwave. Probably not a radio thing, but if there are lyrics on there, there's your song. So it's like a balance of both. Serious sounding music. Lyrics can be funny. Serious lyrics, but the music is funny. Everything's serious, but the song title isn't. The whole thing is kind of, to me, a musical middle finger to people who take music way too serious. Calm down. It's just whatever. There you go. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, it came down to we had an argument, or I guess a disagreement more, because I mean we weren't really mad at each other, more frustrated than anything. Where Zane was like, "Well, I don't think that there should be lyrics," and I'm like, "Well, that's great. This is my song, not yours. You don't get to make that call." And it really felt like it was migrating towards Zane and Friends, the band, rather than Zane, Stone, and Alex, the band. And I called him out on that, and after we talked about it in person for a while.
When was that?
I think that was the night on the lyrics dispute, because I showed him the lyrics and he was like, "This is cringe," and then he came over, we discussed it. And we changed the lyrics to be a little better. And basically the lyrics that you hear in the song are the lyrics that we came up with on that night. And Stone wasn't there. I think he was working, but it was.
I do remember.
Yeah.
I remember he came over and then you two talked about it. I think I was at my house doing something.
Yeah, like we weren't angry. We're still friends. Zane's still one of my best friends. Obviously, like I'm not fucking mad at him, but I just I just wanted to get that thing across where it's like, bro, it's just a song. It's okay.
Well, and also to his credit, there are so many infamous public band disagreements. Watch Saint Anger or Some Kind of Monster. Like, come on.
Can we watch that again? I kind of want to watch that again.
It's so funny when you watch Some Kind of Monster, which is the making of Saint Anger by Metallica. The first time you watch it, it's not funny at all. You're like, wow, I can't believe this, man. I'm watching this band fall apart. Then you watch it a second time. And it's like the funniest movie you'll ever watch.
It's really fucking good.
Now, the third time you watch it, I'm not sure. It might be a little bit of both. But, look, disagreements happen musically. You know the band The Police?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, the singer Sting and the drummer Stewart fought each other in the studio.
Like fist fight?
Yeah, like punching each other.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Getting into fights about all the song stuff. Now, of course, that probably led to personal attacks, but yeah, you two didn't do that.
No, it was never personal. It was just like solely band stuff.
Well, I meant you didn't fight each other.
We never
what I was
threw
getting at.
No, we called each other fat and gay, but we never like threw hands. No, that's fine.
But essentially, I really like Wi-Fi. I enjoyed the writing because it took a 180 at one point, because it was going in one direction. It was trending in one direction, but then it went in another. The drums are great. The guitar solo I think is great.
I have to be honest. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just kind of playing it by ear. But
hey, you know what? I can tell you with Chum, I didn't know Chum would go in that direction. I thought Chum was gonna be this dumb, dinky little 1.5, 2 minute thing. It turned out to be a 3-minute masterpiece. I'm using quotation marks.
Masterpiece.
So, Wi-Fi password, and the ironic part is, almost every person that has listened to this album, their 3 favorite songs are Chum, Wi-Fi, and Squirrel, and all 3 have lyrics.
Yep.
So,
I mean, Chum, we just say Chum.
It's just a chant, yeah.
But you know what? It still counts.
Well, yeah, I know. I tried to incorporate different drum sounds in Wi-Fi. I think it sounds cool. I think it'd sound great if we played it live.
I really liked it. One thing that I didn't really like is when we actually recorded the songs. So we had a different keyboard when we practiced and a different keyboard when we recorded. The keyboard that we had when we recorded had different sounds. Like the same kind of like, they were all MIDI. They were all MIDI, but like, it was like, fuck, dude. I just like don't wanna. Like Chum had a specific sound on the practice keyboard, and we tried to replicate it on the new keyboard, but it wasn't the same.
I should have just stuck with it. I don't know why I didn't.
That's kind of what I regret. The beginning part of Wi-Fi is kind of like this nebulous, like, ooh, what's going on?
It's Tool.
It's
literally just Tool.
I shaved my head and I became Maynard for a second.
You hunched over on the stage.
I went, mine's eye.
Well, let's
yeah. All right, let's move it on.
We still got 3 more songs and we're almost at the hour mark.
Yeah, let's get it, keep it going.
Well, the next one's Hey Now. It's essentially a drum solo.
Mm-hmm.
I made it because I think drums never get the attention that they deserve. So for this one, it's specifically, you are going to listen to nothing but drums for just under 2 minutes.
I really liked Hey Now.
Now there's a funny little gag at the end of it that makes it worthwhile, but practiced it a little bit. But I'd say about a third of that is planned out, and the other 2/3 are just made up on the spot. So that was fun, and that was mine. And then we go to the next one, which is, well, do you have any thoughts on Hey Now?
I like the part where it sounds like a motorcycle's revving up. It's like, and then you start hitting the wood block, and it's like dum 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 dum, and then it goes into the breakdown.
You know why I did that, right?
Hot for Teacher.
Well, no, but that is my tribute to Hot for Teacher. No, I did the countdown thing, so we know in the recording when we did the vocals. Oh, here's where it comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys were off stage and I was doing a drum solo, that's your cue of, okay, he's done.
We cartwheel off onto stage and we go, Hey Now.
Yeah, then you come back onto the stage.
Yeah, all right.
So that's why I did that. I took a play out of the Neil Peart playbook.
Okay.
So now we go to the next one.
Next song is Zayn's. The next 2 songs are Zayn's. This album ends with Zayn's songs. Code Lyoko is not as good as you remember it being. Which is a true statement, by the way. That show fucking sucks.
Hey, I never agree with that statement. I don't think it's true.
Stone Cockler's views do not represent those of Bank Heist.
Please don't sue.
No, but I remember watching Code Lyoko as a kid. I hated the color palette. It was all gray and disgusting. I hated that they all had fucking 6 heads.
No, only the one chick did. Everyone else was...
She looks like a fucking alien.
Okay.
Do I have to put that up on screen?
Only she had the big forehead. She had the Peyton Manning forehead. Everybody else had... not... slightly above average, but nothing compared to that one chick. I can't remember her name.
Put a picture of her up on screen, future me.
I'm not future you.
I'm telling myself.
Ay. But look, I think the song's really good, and I like the song title because it's funny, but I don't agree with the song title. And I know I'm kind of in the minority there because I told that song title to a friend of mine, and she was just like, right? And I'm like, really?
She's based.
So, my only thing with that, I just wish it was a little longer.
Yeah.
Like, it's a minute and a half.
Yeah.
You just push it to, like, if you can get one more good riff, like 2 to 2.5 minutes.
My only complaint with the song is that the bass riff. Zayn played guitar and recorded bass.
What was the bass riff in that one?
I forget what it is off the top of my head, but I remember for like the beginning part where the keyboard's like one note, and it's like the bass was originally going to be fucking Rock Lobster. And I really liked that, and Zayn went, nah.
Well, if it's literally Rock Lobster, then yeah, you can't do that. Because then we're in the Jimmy Page Stairway to Heaven battle.
80 years ago, when you were in Bank Heist, what was your thought process?
Yeah, exactly, and I don't want to get into that, especially when I didn't even write the bass riff. I was just sitting in the room, and Zayn said, "What do you think, this or this?" And I said, "How about that one?" That was all I did. That was all my input. But I'm going to be a part of that court case. All right? But this is our thrash metal song on the album.
I liked it.
This album really has a bunch of different genres going on.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great second to last. Because, again, this might be the loudest song in the album. And it's followed by the most quiet album. So I think it's great.
By the most quiet album on the song.
Exactly. You got drums. Then you got Code Lyoko. So Wi-Fi's angry. Hey Now is a drum solo, which is I'm hitting the drums hard. And you got Code Lyoko, which is fast and angry. Oh my god, how's it gonna end? It ends with an acoustic guitar. Like, who saw that coming? I didn't.
With like a peaceful piano piece. It's a nice song.
Well, let's get into it. This is the last song in the album.
This was mostly Zayn. again, because he was playing acoustic, and he came up with the piano. I had no. It's not that I had no input. It's just that he knew what I needed to do, and then I just did it.
And as I said about 4 hours ago when we first started doing this,
this podcast 4 hours ago.
I took myself out of this one because I think it made the song way better. And even if we played it live, I still don't think I'd do drums. This is the song that would play after a drum solo.
You would be the guy in the background with the fucking lighter, like
no, I'd be off stage. I'd be off stage drinking water because after the drum solo, I'm waving to the crowd, then I'm walking off stage to get a drink of water, and then you two come on the stage and do your MTV Unplugged and do Squirrel, and then when it's done, then I walk out on stage and then Wi-Fi starts. Those are the 3 songs that would be played together.
That certainly is a plan.
It's a plan, but
there was one part. I really like Squirrel. I liked it so much when I first heard it that I actually pitched the idea to Zane. To have a second verse with lyrics. And he shot that down because he thought it would be a good idea to just have it be a short and sweet song, and I respect that.
It's 2:40. I mean, if it was like a minute and a half, then I would have said, "Come on, man." I mean, short and sweet, it doesn't always equal good or great. You gotta add some meat and bones behind some of these.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's a really nice song. I really enjoyed it. I also said that I remember at one point we did different harmonization for like the ending, like
that took the most time. Yeah.
And I remember I played it. I said like, "This isn't how we used to do it," and Zane was like, He went,
I remember that.
Fuck you. And then I pulled up the videos that we had in our group chat where I had video evidence that it happened. He's like, "Oh, that sounds like shit. We're not doing that." And I'm like, okay.
I do remember that. And I think the lame part about being, because we don't have a bass player, the lame part about a 3-piece is when 2 people get into it, they look at the third person as like, "Okay, you're the tiebreaker." And I hate to say it, but I was a tiebreaker most of the time. So sometimes I would literally just be like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back," and just disappear.
I disappear.
I already covered that song. Well, hey, you know what? I really gotta go to the bathroom. So
frick.
You hold the fort down for about a minute.
Shit! It's time for a Korn There's never a Korn segment anymore.
Well,
it's always a Kock segment.
Well, we'll do a Kock segment sometime, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Help me, he has a gun, he has like several armed men outside of my house. I'm going to die if I don't comply. This is a message. Please come to 1234 Really Real Street and save me. Please.
I mean, I'm just having fun, dude. This is a great podcast. It's a great coming back podcast. For real though, I'm glad to be doing this again. I really missed this. I really miss doing this podcast thing, and I'm really glad that we're coming back at full force, doing some new things, trying some new things out. Honestly, I really liked explaining everything. It was pretty cool. About the band, I mean. And yeah, there's some more stuff going on that I'll probably get into next podcast, but for this podcast, it's like seriously, Stone, if you're watching this in the future, pretty good shit. I just wanted to punch you like maybe 2 times, so that's like a new low. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's nice. And anybody who's just now tuning in because this is the first podcast in like a year who hasn't watched any Korn and Kock before, welcome, and I hope you stayed this long, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not signing off yet, but I hope you really liked the podcast, and I'm rambling at this point, so maybe I should, like, dial it down a little. Fuck Starbucks. They're stupid fucking... go to Venti. Just say big. It's like the same thing, like... I have to say, I very much resonate with that iDubbbz video where it's like, my food order is not your art project. Where it's like, ooh, Cold Stone has like it, love it, gotta have it. It's demeaning. I mean, yes, you can just say, oh, he's back. I gotta stop talking shit about him. I was just talking about how I think that the Cold Stone sizes are garbage bullshit. like it, love it, gotta have it. It's fucking demeaning.
Like it, love it. That's what I gotta say.
They should have a jumbo size called Can't Live Without It. So when someone walks in, they're like, oh, I need a cookie dough in the I can't live without it size.
Well, let's move into what are we listening to?
Oh boy.
/ watching to.
Oh, watching to?
Or watching to, yeah. How about that? That could be a fun drop. What am I listening to? Today I'm listening to Garage Inc. by Metallica. Have you heard that?
That's the cover album, right?
Yeah.
I've only heard Whiskey in a Jar.
Whiskey in a jar. It's whiskey in the jar.
In a jar, the jar.
Whiskey in a jar. Oh, it doesn't have the same appeal. But you should listen to it. The first disc is new covers, and then the second one is like all their old covers. They cover The Weight. That's pretty good. That's Killing Joke.
Okay.
You should listen to, when I leave, you should listen to the album.
Nope.
And then tonight,
nope,
if we still end up hanging out, which I'm down to.
No, well, I mean, we're going to be here all night, so.
Is anyone else hanging out tonight?
Yeah, Zane's hanging out.
Oh, okay.
I got to go get the mail from the post office after we're done here, though.
So, I'm listening to that. And the last movie I watched was Once Upon a Time in America. 4 hours and 11 minutes.
4 hours! Don't tell Angry Joe.
Well, no, Sergio Leone directed that.
I don't know. That means nothing to me.
Let me get this straight. Why couldn't you watch the movie again?
Because I was working on the Tournament of Two Souls comic.
Okay.
That's why.
So
we got a week extension because I was bleeding out my ass. Yeah, I had a really bad hemorrhoid like 2 weeks ago, and like I couldn't work on the fucking thing. Sorry if that's TMI, but I was bleeding out my ass and I couldn't sit down properly, and it sucked.
Very bad.
But the Stone was there. The Friday we hung out, that was like the day after it got like really bad, and I was just like lying down on the couch while we were playing Jackbox.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, and our EMT friend Ben. Yeah, he's an EMT now. He doesn't work at Domino's anymore. He's an EMT. A little clap for Ben. He was like, dude, you want me to look at your asshole? I'm like, no. He's like, no shame, dude, no shame.
No shame. I don't remember the no shame part.
He didn't say that, but I just think it's funny to say that in the thing. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't watch the movie with you. I want to. I really do, but
I already watched it.
I just don't have time until the comic is done and over with.
Okay, but if you weren't working on that comic, you would have said yes.
Yes, of course.
So why don't you ever want to play a 50-turn game of Mario Party? I think it would take less time to play that than to watch that 4-hour movie.
Do you want to time it next time?
Yeah, but how are we going to do that?
With a stopwatch on our phone.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, what, are you going to get a separate TV and then start both of them at the same time?
No. We just compare the time from starting the Mario Party match and then finishing it and then compare it to the runtime of the movie.
Well, because I've been trying to get, not just you, but you and Russell to play 50-turn game of Mario Party, and it never happens. Why? Because you don't have any time. Well, yeah, it's not a quick thing, but we're going to do it eventually. So yeah, you might have to sacrifice a Saturday afternoon so we can do it and get it done. But a 4-hour Robert De Niro movie? Oh no, yeah, I'll do that any day of the week. You want to play 50-turn game Mario Party? No, why would I do that? Come on.
I mean, I watched the 4-hour Snyder cut of Justice League, so I mean, I can't really.
Is it really 4 hours?
Yeah,
I thought it was like 3.5.
It's 4. It's 4 hours, and it's incredible how much better and worse simultaneously it is.
Well, what does that mean exactly?
So you know how Zack Snyder really likes Jesus imagery and really likes slow motion shots?
No, I didn't know that actually.
Zack Snyder really, really, really likes Jesus imagery. Mm-hmm. He like in every fucking scene Superman's in, he's doing the fucking T pose. He's doing the Christ pose, the Jesus Christ pose by Soundgarden. I really like that song.
I think Once Upon a Time in America is longer than this movie.
Oh shit!
By like minutes.
By like 2 minutes.
So this is 242 minutes, which, if you do the math, it says 4.03 hours. But if you do Once Upon a Time in America, which I don't know why it's called In America. It takes place in New York. Mm-hmm. It should be called Once Upon a Time in New York. But, you know, what do I know? Jeez.
Jesus.
Okay, it's 2:51.
Damn.
So it's like minutes fast or longer.
So Zack Snyder really likes Jesus imagery in every fucking scene. Superman's like Christ posing. Mm-hmm. He really likes slow motion shots, like gratuitous slow motion shots, and every slow motion shot has fucking like angelic chanting. Mm-hmm. It's annoying. It happens so often. It's annoying. Though they made the characters a lot more likable. They made the action a lot more likable. They made the climax way more exciting. Mm-hmm. They made the villain more fleshed out. Like, they just did a bunch of shit that was like way better. There was just a lot of stuff that was also like way worse. Yeah. And it's been a while since I've watched it, so I can't remember everything. But
well, it says 120 minutes for the Justice League film. So you go from 2 hours, and you add in over another 2 hours. Are there deleted scenes in the Zack Snyder cut? Because that would be, to me, that'd be very ironic.
Ironic.
It's like, well, we got a 4-hour movie. Well, we got.
We gotta cut stuff.
we gotta cut that. We gotta leave this on the cutting room floor. I think that's a term.
I guess so.
But anyways, what are you listening to?
What am I listening to? Jesus Christ, that was a great question. I don't know. I just like listen to video game OSTs. That's about it. There's this dude named Rush Jet One, and he does remixes of the Mega Man soundtracks.
He's a nice guy.
I just read an article about him the other day. No, he's covered the first 4 Mega Man games so far, and yeah, they're pretty good. I'm waiting for Mega Man 5 because that's my favorite soundtrack. He already did Mega Man 5 on Game Boy, which is a different thing from the regular Mega Man 5, but it's still pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit's cool. But that's basically what I've been listening to.
And what was the last movie you watched?
I think I rewatched Endgame.
Endgame?
Yeah. Oh. Avenge Nerds Endgame. And I don't know, dude, I have to say I don't cry at movies a lot. That fucking funeral scene where they push the proof Tony Stark has a heart thing on the river, that fucking makes me cry every time.
You know, it got me.
Because it's just like, that's like one of the first things you see from the first movie, and it's like, they knew what they were fucking doing.
Well, I think it wasn't even that. What got me was when Happy was talking to... Who was he talking to? Someone's daughter?
Tony Stark's daughter.
Yeah, which I don't even remember him having a daughter, but...
That was the whole thing in the movie. He, like...
I guess he had a daughter at some point, off movie. And he said... What was it, like... Your dad liked cheeseburgers?
Oh, because, like, when he came back from fucking Afghanistan in Iron Man 1, he was like, I want 2 cheeseburgers.
Yeah, exactly. Which...
It's like, oh, fuck.
I think you told me that. And I'm like, does he say that? And I went back and watched that scene, and sure enough. Now, that may seem like a... And let's be honest, that's not like exactly like... Oh, they really pulled a deep one for that. It's like, okay, but it's still in the heart of, or the heat of the moment. It felt nice. Nice little touch.
Yeah.
Now, is Endgame better than Infinity Wars?
Not at all. No. Not. Infinity War was well paced. Everybody got a proper amount of spotlight. It just, like, from beginning to end, it was like you never felt bored because it was always moving at a good enough pace where it's like. You never stayed with these characters for too long. You never, had, like, parts where it's like, no, wait, come back. I want to see more of you. Yeah. But with Endgame, it's like, it's a good movie, and it's a great way to tie everything up, but it felt like they were focused more on the fan service part, where it's like, dude, we're going to have this big scene where all the fucking heroes come together, and they beat the shit out of aliens, dude.
And they say Avengers Assemble for the billionth time in the series.
That was actually the first time. They never said that before. Yeah, I'm calling you out.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. At the end of Age of Ultron, Captain America's like, Avengers? And then the fucking movie ends.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, so they teased it, and then finally he says it, but he doesn't even scream it. He, like, whispers it. He's like, assemble.
No, he doesn't go assemble. He goes, assemble. He doesn't whisper. He pulls a Jack Bauer, and he kind of like, I don't even know what you would call that, 'cause it's not a whisper. He's just like really.
He grits his teeth. He grits his teeth. He's got a fucking kidney stone. He's in pain.
Yeah, if I was in that universe, I'd be like, what? Did you say assemble? Okay. Oh, everyone's running. All right, let's go. That would be me if I was.
I will never ever forget us speculating the beginning of Endgame.
Speculating?
Yeah, how we were like, oh yeah, it's gonna start with Thanos reading a newspaper and then taking a shit.
Oh, one of the greatest memes ever was born out of Infinity War.
So fucking good.
It was very good.
Yeah. So I think that's the last movie I watched.
When did you watch that?
Like 2 weeks ago, maybe. I don't know. I don't watch.
We watched The Shining last week.
Right, The Shining is the last movie I watched. I'd never watched The Shining. I'm stupid. I'd never watched The Shining before. Stone brought it over. The house I was dog sitting at didn't have a DVD or Blu-ray player, so we had to buy it on YouTube or rent it.
I bought it on YouTube, which I was fine with. I was just shocked that. And now maybe I'm just old school. Nobody has a DVD player anymore. I now I know that. How can you not have a DVD player? Like, there was nothing. It was just like a TV screen, and that was it.
It's like, oh, I have Amazon Fire. I have Apple TV. It's like
Amazon Fire.
I don't know. I don't understand houses that are all like automated like that shit. I just don't get it. Though I watched it. Stone had never watched it all the way through before. He'd watched it in segments.
No, I'd seen the whole thing, but I watched like the hour and a half, and then went to sleep. Woke up the next morning, watched the next 30 minutes. Left again, and then the third day watched it. So I saw the whole thing.
Well, that's what I meant.
But not in one sitting. But I saw every scene. I just never. And the other thing too is I never sat and like watched it and paid attention to the lines and all the classic Stanley Kubrick shots. You know.
I have to say I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I said this to Stone, and I know the answer, but I still think it's funny. Where it's like everyone knows "Here's Johnny" is the big marketable scene, but no one ever talks about the scene where Jack Nicholson makes out with a weird zombie old lady, and it's like I think that was way more poignant of a scene than "Here's Johnny." But
that one?
Well, I mean, it freaked me out and like stuck in my mind a lot more than "Here's Johnny."
When he made out with the old lady ghost?
Yeah, because it's like you walked in there and that's some David Lynch shit where the lady like slowly comes out of the thing. They start making out and all of a sudden she starts cackling like a witch and like her body's falling apart.
You know, one scene that you reacted to that I would never expect is and we won't go too far into it, but when Danny sneaks into the room, you know, because he's being quiet. And the camera's following him, and Danny's like being quiet, and he looks over, and the camera pans over, and Jack's just sitting on the edge of the bed like this. I saw you react a little. You made a very unnerving reaction, like you just were not expecting Jack to just be sitting on the edge of the bed. I thought it was cool, but you know, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It is long. And before I hear people say, that's the point, you know, just because you make a movie long doesn't mean it's good, Quentin Tarantino. I will say this, and I'll get your take on this. Someone said they like that it's long because you feel like you're going crazy with Jack. Like, remember the scene where he's just like staring? And
that was so funny. Like, I know it's meant to be played straight, but just the fact that like Cheryl whatever her name is.
Her name is Wendy. The actress's name is Shelley Duvall.
Cheryl Wendigo and Danny are outside playing, and Jack is just staring out the window, and they stay on his face for like a minute. Oh god, it was for me it was hilarious. I know it's not meant to be. But.
It was it's easily one of the most remembered scenes because you can watch it. It's 30 seconds long, but it feels like it goes on way longer. And I don't even know if he blinks.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I like it, but I also read the book, and of course it's way different. We all know Stephen King hates it. It is a good horror movie. I feel like it could have been a little bit shorter in some parts, but I gotta tell you, and you were giving Shelley Duvall crap about I'm acting. Was she acting at the end of that movie when she was literally like in hysterics going up the stairs and all that stuff, when she was in the room and she's like crying?
Well,
was she acting then?
Probably not.
Of course she was. What do you mean? You're like ripping her in the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning she's like Matthew Broderick. She's like, "What? Get out of my apartment." Jim Carrey, what are you doing here? But like at the end, you told me about the 127 takes thing, and it's like, well, shit, anybody would fucking lose their mind after that.
Well, not even just that. Kubrick and Duvall just didn't get along. Kubrick didn't like her. He openly criticized her in front of everybody, and he didn't care.
It's that time.
What? Oh, you gotta go?
I gotta go.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna walk around you so I don't move the mic.
Alright.
Ow!
What was that?
I stepped on a bag full of bottle caps.
Bottle cap? Why do you have bottle caps?
I'm preparing for Fallout, bro.
What are you gonna use the bottle caps for?
Okay, bye-bye.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll never get an answer to that. Anyways, with The Shining, I would read the book first and then watch the movie. I still haven't seen the 1997 TV miniseries. I still haven't seen that one. I hear it's not as good as the movie, which, I mean, I don't know. It is a really good horror movie, and Stanley Kubrick is Stanley Kubrick. He's just who he is. Look, I'll give him credit. He's a very good director. But, just really, really weird movies and films. One movie I do want to watch is Eyes Wide Shut, which it was his last movie that he made. Oh, here he comes.
Hey, motherfucker.
Hey.
Alright.
Have you ever seen Eyes Wide Shut?
No.
It's the last movie Kubrick made.
For Kubrick.
Before he died.
Yes. Anyways, I was just talking about people should read the book Shining before watching the movie. And they made a TV miniseries with Stephen King behind it in 1997.
Nice.
But of course you hear it's not as good as the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, The Shining, would you recommend?
Absolutely.
Would you watch it again?
Sure.
But you won't play a 50-turn game of Mario Party.
I'm leaving. The podcast is over. Goodbye.
Revival over. That's it. I know. I'm just saying. 50 turns.
You're really trying to sell me on this, aren't you?
Yeah, because I've been trying to get you to do it for over a year now, and every time it's like, I don't want to.
Well, it's not just me, it's Russell too.
Well, then if you convinced him to, if you said let's do it, I guarantee he would probably agree to it more. But if you say no, then he's just going to side with you. He's going to go, 2 against 1. But now it's 2 against 1 the other way.
Oh shit.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about?
All right.
Well,
Fair.
You want to do the Metallica rankings?
Sure. Let's end on a high note.
We're not even going to get to talk about some of these other things. Well, before we do that, let's just do this really quickly.
Okay.
I made a short film recently called Oblivion.
Oh boy.
And today, I released the trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get your take on it.
First of all, let me put a link in the description for Oblivion. I can't speak and write at the same time. There's just some disconnect in my head.
No, I get you.
What I thought about the trailer was cool. I mean, one part that I wasn't really keen on, and I mean, it's not really your fault, but there's the scene where you say something.
Yeah.
And you can hear a lot of background noise, and it's right after, you go from, silence, no white noise from the song to...
Well, I can tell you the reason why is the budget in the special effects department is about nil. And there's really only so much I could have done.
I'm just giving you shit.
Well, no, now that I was thinking about doing this, I could have re-recorded in a quiet room rather than outside. Mm-hmm. But honestly, at that point, I just wanted to, get it done. I thought you were gonna say something, and I noticed this too, but I filmed it on that handheld camera, which is a good camera. But there are a couple parts. I made it full screen on the computer, and quality didn't look too great. Like, to what it is. Even if I went back and fixed it, I still don't think it would look that great. But also, you could also say that could be the point, because when you watch it, it's supposed to be unnerving. You're not supposed to feel comfortable watching it. So the short film, the trailer is something else. I'm almost afraid the trailer might hype it up a little too much. If I'm being completely honest, I think I might like the trailer more than the actual short film itself. But other than that, what do you think it is about now? Because Alex is in it, but he wasn't there for all the shots. So now that you've seen the trailer,
Yep.
and again, Alex is in it, and Zane is in it, and Morgan's also in it. What do you think? What did you say it was about before?
It was about some schizo off his meds trying to deal with withdrawal.
So there's that, and I like that. Now, after watching the trailer, do you still stand by that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Well, I mean, I have to see it. The thing I'm most pissed off about is that I thought Stone was gonna premiere it like today on this Friday, but he premiered the trailer and it's like October 1st. It's like it's a week away, and it's like that's too long.
It is a week, and I told you I was making the trailer. Why would a company release a trailer for a movie and then release the movie at the same time? What's the point of a trailer? That's the whole point, is to get you hyped and excited about the short film or the long film, whatever you're watching. So screw you, man. I'm gonna make trailers, and
You're gonna make a second trailer.
I thought about. I was like, it's like a minute and a half. This is technically a teaser trailer.
Oh fuck.
But I'll tell you this. I actually did it in reverse order. I edited the second half of that and then went back and did the first half.
Damn.
I was struggling at some parts.
I was farting real hard, dude.
But next Friday it will come out, and I think I'll actually be up north. So you're probably going to have to watch it alone in a dark room by yourself, and maybe with headphones too. You got to watch it and go all in.
Oh my god.
So I'm looking forward for that to come out. And very quickly, this is one of the notes I took. I think after this I'm going to take a break, but I think the next project I want to do is what is that?
My mom on the phone in the bathroom.
Does everyone just yell over phone calls or video conferences nowadays? I'm standing right here next to the microphone. I'm not yelling. You just talk loudly or sternly. I don't have to yell like Don LaGreca. I love you, Don LaGreca. But I think the next project I want to do is I want to make a parody of The Shining called The Podcast. And I'm going to have Alex not only be in it, but he's also going to help me write the script.
Fuck yeah.
For it.
Fuck yeah.
Now, that's a long way from being complete. And we've already come up with a few ideas. One of them is so stupid, but
it has the potential to be the funniest thing we've ever written.
I think it could be the funniest thing I've ever seen anybody do. Because it just came up so quick, and the more we talk about it, the funnier it gets.
It's true.
But that's a long ways away. So are you excited for Oblivion?
Yes. I wish I didn't have to wait a week.
It's a week.
Okay, look, the reason why I'm so pissed off is because yesterday there was a Nintendo Direct, and we thought we were going to get the final Smash Brothers character reveal. Oh. But instead, they were like, please tune in on October 5th at 7 a.m.
7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. It's true.
Come on.
And it's like, okay, cool. Now we have to wait another 2 weeks to fucking... I bet the character is ready to go right now. They're just fucking stretching it out to like make us like, ooh, oh, we're making him suffer as they wait.
Yeah, probably.
But whatever. It's a baby game for babies, so who cares?
Okay, so when I put October 1st, you got triggered because before you just saw October 5th, and then October 1st, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Well, now I know. But yeah, I like making trailers.
Alright.
Sometimes trailers are better than movies.
Especially when they spoil the entire movie.
And that's the thing. I didn't spoil anything in this. I I'm damn proud. I was able to edit this because I was a little worried I was gonna have to give something away. I don't think I gave anything away. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at you.
As if I've done that before. Like I've spoiled shit.
I really want you to make your own video or skit.
I will one day. I just gotta like have a good enough idea and a good enough stint of creative like whatever to
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I would love to see it. I'd be very interested to see what
kind of bullshit I'd come up
that
with.
that mind of yours comes up with. But anyways, let's do this Metallica ranking.
All right, Metallica.
I asked Alex earlier in the week to rank his favorite Metallica instrumentals. So, how do you want to do my list for? Let's just do number 5, and you tell me yours.
Okay.
Okay. Number 5, Anesthesia Pulling Teeth.
Correct.
Now,
That is the correct answer.
it's not that I don't like it. It's just the weakest. It's a great bass solo. It's very iconic. You remember S&M 2, where that guy got up and played it. It was one of the coolest parts of the show. And the drums are, they come
Okay.
in. And I can't wait to do that drum cover. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, it's coming in at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Good, but weak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 4, To Live Is to Die.
Nope.
What? What's yours?
Suicide and Redemption.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're serious?
I'm dead serious.
You kidding me?
I'm not.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Okay, well, explain yourself.
Explain that.
Hold on.
No, I don't think I will.
Elaborate.
Pulling a David Lynch right there.
Elaborate on that. No. Then get out of here. Don't do interviews then. Go back to doing weather report videos. Okay.
It is Friday, September 24, 2021.
The day that Devil's Tower became the nation's first national monument.
Oh my god.
Okay, look. I'm only taking offense because you're saying To Live Is to Die is better than Suicide and Redemption?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to hear why.
Suicide and Redemption. I don't know. It's too long.
It is long. I'll give you that. It is long.
It doesn't need to be 10 minutes long. Or 9:59 if you want to be like...
They couldn't just add 1 extra second to make it double digits?
Seriously?
Like, come on, Lars. Just make it 10 minutes.
No, I'm a visionary, dude. I know what I'm doing.
I'm a visionary.
All right. Well, why is To Live Is to Die your 4th?
This is too long.
It's too long.
And it's too mellow and quiet. I don't
That's the point. It's like a memoir of someone who's died.
Well, it's fine. Make it better. That's what I would say.
Oof.
Look, I don't like the beginning and end of that, especially when it just fades out and then the new part fades in. I don't like that. It doesn't sound right, especially with Metallica. There's some cool guitar riffs, okay? But it's just too... And maybe it's how Justice was recorded and how you can cut it with a butter knife. It drones on for too long. It should have been 5 or 6 minutes. It's just not very memorable. It took me years to even go back and listen to it again.
Take me home.
That's a highlight. Take me home. Even my dad, who watched it, and I covered that song recently. Covering that song was a pain in the ass, by the way. I'm trying not to have that be a part of the equation, but I gotta tell you, Lars's drumming pissed me off when I was doing that. Even my dad, who's probably like my number 1 fan, almost gave up watching that video. Because even he said, I haven't listened to that when it first came out. But either way, I know it's supposed to be a remembrance thing, and that was the theme when I did the cover, but doesn't mean it's like good, man. I mean, oh my god, it just goes on way too long. And there's some cool parts in it. It just doesn't go anywhere. Number 3 for me, Suicide and Redemption.
Call of Cthulhu. Stone's like, oh, I'm gonna have to kill you later.
I can't believe this.
This is a fucking joke.
Look, Suicide and Redemption, when I first heard it, was way too long. I remember one of the first times I listened to it, I was driving back, well, my mom was driving back down to Phoenix. I put it on my podcast, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, how long has it been? And I checked it 2 minutes had gone by. And I'm like, we're still at the 2-minute mark? It just was way too long. But I think it's got some really cool drum beats and guitar riffs in it. And I think it's just way better and stronger than To Live Is To Die. It is pretty long, though. And there is a common theme with almost all of these that I'll get to with number 2. But what's your number 3 again?
Number 3 is Call of Cthulhu.
How's Call of Cthulhu number 3?
It's really cool. It's a really cool song, but I like my number 2 better because it feels like, to me, it has more meaning.
What's number 2?
To Live Is To Die.
You gotta be kidding me! Number 2 is To Live Is To Die?
What is your number 2?
It's Call of Cthulhu!
Bastard.
You know why Call of Cthulhu, what makes it great? It's the only Metallica instrumental that has a proper ending or an outing. How does Orion end?
Oh, it fades out.
How does To Live Is To Die end?
Fades out.
Yeah. How does well, technically it doesn't fade out.
It just smash cuts to
Dyer's Eve. How does Suicide Redemption end? It fades out.
It fades to black.
So Call of Cthulhu is the only one that has a good ending. You know, it has that. It sounds like a timpani roll, and then down, 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 and then it has the guitar. It's great. But the only problem with it is it's too repetitive.
Yep.
I think
I don't know, dude.
And Dave Mustaine has a writing credit on that.
Oh fuck.
Who knows what he wrote, but
one note.
He came up with the doo doo doo. Yep, thanks Dave.
Thanks Dave, you're out of the band.
Thank you very much.
Oh my god.
I think the beginning and the first time you hear those riffs are great, but by the second, third, and fourth time,
you're like, come on,
James and Kirk, do something else. At least Lars is attempting to do something different with the drums.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so To Live Is To Die is number 2.
Because I have good memories with the song, associated with the song, and it's like...
Timeout. I'm doing the timeout thing. It's one of those memories when we were walking on the ASU campus.
Yeah!
I knew it.
That was a great time, and we went into the bathroom, and you had to take a shit, and one of the janitors was like, hey, you got a lighter? And I didn't even smoke at that time. And I just had the fucking lighter, and I was like, here you go.
Why do you have a lighter if you don't smoke?
I just did.
Fair. Okay, so okay, that's a good memory, but
it's
the song itself.
The song itself is fine. It's a little long, but it's fine.
It's fine. That's how it is. It's fine.
But I like it, so who cares? Who cares, man?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just shocked that it ranks above Call of Cthulhu. I can maybe let Suicide Redemption slide, but Call of Cthulhu, oh, fucking. Okay, so the number 1
Orion
is Orion, and even Orion fades out at the end. I don't like that.
Orion's fucking like the greatest song ever. So
honestly, if you take the fadeaway out, nearly everything is just perfect.
Seriously, it's such a fucking good song. It's my favorite song of all time. I've said that before, but it is.
And your favorite Metallica song with lyrics is "Day That Never Comes." Is it different?
You know, it's been a while since I've thought about that. I think it might be The End of the Line now. Same album.
The end of the...
I love The End of the Line. Fuck you. I'm just ruining Stone's perception of me right now.
What an awful way to end the podcast.
What? What? What?
These ending... These revelations I had no idea about. I don't even know you anymore.
You're not my friend. You're not my co-host. You're not even...
Okay, well, you know what? Let's let's move on from that. One thing I do want to get your take on really quick.
All right.
And this will be the final
tangent.
I'll say one thing I didn't get to do was last night I was going through my computer and I found a story I wrote for my creative writing class.
Oh fuck.
It's 5 pages long. I won't do it now. We'll do it on the next
We'll
podcast.
do it on the next one, yeah.
But oh my god, this thing is a thing of gold. It's so bad, it's actually pretty good.
Alright.
Okay, but anyways, I'm joining a fantasy hockey team. Or fantasy league.
I was thinking hockey, and then you said hockey, and I'm like, holy fuck, you read my mind.
Well, there you go.
Or I read your mind or something.
But you know what that means, right?
What?
We get to come up with a new team name.
Oh, fuck.
Now, I already have a bunch of team names, chosen. Okay, I'm just going to get out of that, Oh, we didn't even get to talk about Nintendo Direct, but
It doesn't matter.
the big reveal was October 5th.
The big reveal was you'll get the big reveal on October 5th.
Seriously.
They had some good things. For those of you gamers out there, the biggest announcement they had was Bayonetta 3. They announced it, they teased it 5 years ago, and now we finally got gameplay.
5 years ago.
Yeah. It's been that long. So, I mean, that was a really big reveal. But other than that, I mean, they had like a new Kirby game, which looks cool, but it's like, alright, you should have done that like 5 games ago.
5 games ago?
Um...
Okay, well,
yeah, but it was okay. It was okay.
Well, I wanted to talk about it more, but maybe next time.
We can talk about the casting for the Mario movie next time.
Why is Chris Pratt Mario?
Because Shigeru Miyamoto is a jaded hack. That's why.
I like Chris Pratt.
He's like, oh my god, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy. That's racist. I can't say that.
Well, that's okay. You can just cut that out.
I'm not cutting that out. I'll just admit to my faults as a human being and
then you know
forward.
what? Then I get sucked into that for whatever reason. Like
My views on Shigeru Miyamoto do not reflect on Stone Cockler.
I don't get that. So one person says something and the other person openly disagrees with it, but that person also goes down with the ship. What the hell?
That's a bit fucked up.
It is.
All right, read those names, boy. We got to wrap this up.
Well, I was just gonna say, I'll just have you read them, and you tell me what stands out.
Okay, the Cleveland Casting Couches, the Cleveland 66ers, the New England Chum Chums, the New York Palpatines, the Arizona Alucards, the Tampa Bay Zombies.
No, zombies.
The Tampa Bay Zombies. The Winnipeg Iron Man 1s. A lot of these are like old podcast jokes. If you don't get these, you gotta go back.
Did we say these on the podcast?
I'm pretty sure we did. No, we didn't say these names, but we've said these inside jokes. The zombies, doing porn. Oh my god,
doing porn.
Dear God. The Scottsdale Dasani water bottles is probably one of my favorite. The New Jersey Best Buy gift cards, the Philadelphia Step 8s, the Colorado Fry Cooks, the San Diego Value Meals, Miami Medics, the Minnesota Milkmen, the Milwaukee...
You forgot the Oakland Freedoms.
Oh, the Oakland Freedoms! The Milwaukee M&Ms, the Washington Had to Do It to 'Ems, the Green Bay Uncredibles, Atlanta Tables, Seattle Green Walls, Phoenix Spaceballs, Nebraska Napkins. Okay, I take it back. My favorite is the Toronto To-Go bags.
Okay.
The Detroit Dinos, the Buffalo Big Boys, the Winnipeg Window Washers, the Montreal Negotiators. I love that most of these are alliteration. That's like the best. Yeah, that's like the best part.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, I can tell you, I really like the Scottsdale Dasani water bottles, the Nebraska napkins. It's just why I want these names to be so stupid is just so they go like, imagine if you're really good, like, oh, I picked the best guys, and you play somebody that's called the napkins, and you lose to them.
It's like, what are you gonna tell your bros at the frat?
What are you gonna tell your wife when you get home? Man, we gotta play the napkins this week.
Honey, I've been demasculated by a kid from Scottsdale. My vote is for the to-go bags, but that's just me.
Boy, I like the Buffalo Big Boys.
That one I was also kind of like thinking about that one.
The fry cooks are good.
That's all on you though.
Yeah. The Chum Chums.
The Chum Chums.
I don't know. We have to think about it. But anyways, okay, you know what? Let's just go to an hour 50, or else it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, come on, Korn and Kock. Why didn't you like make it an extra minute to go to like 1 hour 50 minutes? Oh my God.
What notes have you been taking?
Just timestamps to make editing easier.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. I wrote down a title that we're probably gonna use. I didn't write down when the Korn and the Kock segments are out there, so...
You spell code, you'll go wrong.
I know, but I told you I can't write and speak at the same time, so I was like... Duh. I'm like...
Is that a cue for Oblivion?
Yeah.
You really thought you wrote Q for Oblivion?
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
It's like Quebec. Oblivion.
The Quebec computers.
The Quebec computers.
I'm gonna write Quebec computers.
No, but it's got to be Quebec and then the Q, like computers.
Computers. That's a good one. I like that. Probably not gonna do it this year. The only team names I've used are Phoenix Spaceballs, which was awful, record-wise. Only had like 3 wins, and the Montreal Negotiators, which I got kicked in the first round. So we need one of these teams to go all the way. We need memes to take overall. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
All right. So from now on, we're ramping up the Nebraska napkins memes. I want to see those. I want to see them in the Discord chats. I want to see them on the iFunnies. I want to see them on the Snapchats. Nebraska napkins are coming.
You know what? We're doing the draft tomorrow. If I had more time, I would say let's create a poll, and I'd pick my 4 favorite, and then we'd see which one won. But oh well, it's not enough time.
Fuck.
Everything hurts.
All right. We still doing Korn and Kock rewind?
You want to do the rewind?
Korn and Kock rewind. Go. Here's Kock. That was a great rewind. Holy fuck, it feels good to be back. Oh my gosh.
Does
oh my.
No, I'm just kidding.
It really feels good. What do we talk about? Devil's Tower. Well, first of all, Korn and Kock is back on the map, baby.
Let's go. Oh my god, hold on. There we go.
You like that?
No.
Talked about the Devil's Tower, and 112 years ago, right?
115.
115, I was close. It was recognized by Theodore Delano Dorval Roosevelt for just being
Theodore
cool.
Roosevelt.
Theodore Delano Dorval Roosevelt.
You're thinking Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh, whatever.
My God.
We talked about Bank Heist and our album on Bandcamp. If you want to buy it, you can. If you want to listen to it on YouTube, that's fine, but give us money. TRIANULL made that awesome cover. Make sure to check that out. It will also be in the description. So if you missed the eye icon, it'll be in the description. Mm-hmm. We showed off all the different pictures we took in the desert for 100 subscribers. We showed the Kodioko Girl 5 head. We talked about Oblivion. We talked about what movies we're watching. The Shining, good movie, would recommend. Read the book first.
We did the Metallica rankings.
Yes.
And then we talked about our future projects, and we are back, baby.
Oh, dude, we're coming back full force. New podcast every week. That's happening. That's not like a promise. That is a determination.
Our promise is our guarantee.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. It's like
good?
It's not a promise. It's a guarantee. Because if you promise, it's like, oh, my big toe got hurt in an accident, so I can't edit the podcast. It's like, nah, dude, it's happening.
My toe broke, so I can't edit.
Big toe.
Big toe.
That's a fucking drop.
It is a drop, man. I can't wait. I guess we can't use it, but eventually, what we should do is go back and listen to the podcast, and we'll come up with those drops, and then we can have drop madness. You know, drop madnesses
where we just drop them all over the place.
Well, not only do we just have it, we just play it whenever. We can have a tournament.
Oh boy!
And people can vote on what the best drop is.
Oh god!
Oh god!
Oh god! I'm down.
I'm down too.
But we gotta wrap it up here, folks.
We're nowhere close to being done for drop madness.
We're nowhere close to being done.
Well, that sounds good. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
Oh yeah, it's been a really nice podcast. It feels good to be back, Stone. It's good.
Yeah.
Doing porn.
This isn't the first time you see me in a year. We saw each other last week.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna see you in like 6 hours from now.
That's true. It's like, see you later, Space Cowboy. Bro, I'm going to the corner store.
You're coming with me, actually.
All right. Well, hey. Thanks for joining us on this revival episode of Korn and Kock. More to come. I hope you enjoyed it. Any closing statements, Stone?
No.
All right, well, see you later, guys. Thanks for joining us. Okay, bye-bye. Just doing porn.